welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Season of the Lost, Season 15, Destiny 2, why it's the best season in recent memory and history, and I feel like the game is getting really good again and I cannot wait for the Witch Queen. But before we get into it, hit the like button. It's been a while. You owe me a few likes, so just hit it. Hit the like button right now. Subscribe, notification bell, Twitter, link is in the video description. Do all those things or I will kill this imaginary puppy. So today I'm on the Destiny train. Bit crazy, right? Me, of all people, one of the people who have criticised the game for the longest time. However, I think Season of the Lost is a starting point to get Destiny 2 to where it's supposed to be. And that's going to come with the Witch Queen, you know, weapon crafting, having to use weapons to level them up, as well as a whole heap of other features. And, you know, that's a different video. But Season of the Lost, in my opinion, is the starter point. So let's talk about, first and foremost, the actual designs of ornaments. Now, this is something I'm very interested in, season pass stuff, you know, ornaments, etc. Even from the store, I always think, what cool stuff are they revealing for the armors this season? Now, Bungie never fail to actually provide really cool designed armors. However, I think this is their best by far in recent memory, especially the season pass ornaments, which gives you pretty much a queen setup. You know, you look like at least for the Warlock, you have the same armor that the queen wears, you know, the whole furry hood type thing. Regardless, I think it looks pretty damn awesome, and I'm very happy to have queen-like themed armors. And if you wish to, you know, there's ornaments in the store, and it's very kind of Osiris type themed. Now, you know, that is specific to the Warlock. I haven't looked at the other classes yet, but it's got that kind of Osiris-esque kind of look, and I'm very happy with all of them. I spent the remaining silver that I had on my account from ages ago to buy them, and it's just, you know, just pretty cool. The designs are pretty badass. The weapon designs, you know, specifically the hand cannon I'm going to be talking about here, which I cannot pronounce the name of, you know, the blue shelled hand cannon. It just looks very simple, very basic, but also very unique and subtle in the same way. Very impressed with the design of that weapon. Looking forward to seeing some more legendaries and what they look like. I haven't played very much because obviously there's a lot going on in my life. And also the Lorentz driver, the design of this weapon is unbelievable. We'll be talking about that in a little while in the video, so stick around. So if we go back the past couple of seasons, right, you know, looked cool, looked like they were going to be something fun or interesting. Within 2 weeks in both the seasons, I was just kind of bored. I was just playing to get powerfuls and stuff. I wasn't interested in the story, and I know last season the story had a really good ending and it really worked itself out, but the intrigue around the starting of the story just wasn't there for me, both with Keitel and the Vex lot from last season. And this story so far, week 1 introduction, has me hooked. You know, Return of the Queen, great, incredible. Looking forward to seeing where we go with this, and then obviously everything else that's involved, the Osiris twist, etc, etc. I don't want to spoil anything in case anyone hasn't played yet. However, all of it seems like it's going to lead to something incredible. It has me wanting to play the game and think, okay, I need to come back next week, do this, see what the next part of the story. And for me, that's incredibly rare. A lot of the times I turn Destiny 2 on, I play for about 20 minutes and I turn it straight back off and go back, do other things in my life because it doesn't hold my interest anymore. However, this season is getting me there. And I do think this is the start of the build to the Witch Queen, obviously. And that DLC looks incredible. So I'm very excited to see how this season plays out. Okay, let's talk about the ritual event type things that come with every season. We had Battlegrounds and we had Override. You know, Battlegrounds, way too long, all of a slog, just feels exhausted by the end of the actual event, like you just don't want to play Destiny for the rest of the day. It was way too long, way too bullet spongy, just didn't feel comfortable to play. Then we have Override, which was the complete opposite. It was too short, too easy. There really wasn't any challenge whatsoever, and it was mostly based around jumping puzzles, which never changed. They were always the same, and then you also got to unlock shortcuts to cut out most of the jumping puzzles. So to me, that was just a hit and a miss on both seasons. They were both poor for very different reasons and boring too. However, the events of this season kind of get the balance really nicely. When you look at something like Shattered Realms, for instance, you know, it's interesting, the aesthetic is cool. I always loved the Ascendant Plane. Don't really like Taken very much, but I'll take it for the incredible aesthetic and area that is Shattered Realms. You know, you can look around, it's incredibly interesting. It looks like there's so much to find, so much to do. There's secret puzzles and passageways and chests that you have to go and find in various different ways. I'm not a big fan of getting slowed down in every area, but hopefully that will change as you unlock more things to help with your season. Who knows? And while the events in Shattered Realms are basically just stand next to something and shoot enemies, I feel like the aesthetic and the areas where you do these seems pretty cool. You know, the EDZ church, for instance, you know, you're kind of trapped in that long hallway, you're seeing the enemies spawn at you. It just looks very different to what I've seen over previous seasons when it comes to Destiny. Now, I'm assuming weeks coming, this will change. There'll be different areas you have to go to. There'll be different bosses you have to face. But playing this a couple of times this week, it makes me very interested to come back and see what changes and what is different week to week. I never really had that feeling when it came to any of the other events. Now, let's talk about Astral Alignment, which is the 6-man event. And for me, probably better than anything I've played in recent memory because of the simple fact it's based on the Dreaming City. It's not too long, it's not too challenging, but it really does feel like you're involved. You know, there's horde waves of enemies, there's mechanics you have to do. It just feels really, really, really cool and subtle, but interesting at the same time. And the Dreaming City aesthetic just makes it all the more better. And if you're going to reuse certain assets and certain areas, I don't mind going back to the Dreaming City. It was always one of the most interesting places to go, and you know, they kind of really let it drop off after the Last Wish and all that, and now they're using it very well. I'm very interested to see what happens and what changes week to week as well with Astral Alignment. Now, there's probably a lot more I could squeeze into this video, but I'm just going to talk about the Lorentz driver. Now, previous season pass weapons, I kind of remember all of them because they're just pointless, but the last season's one was that sidearm, which was stasis. Pretty much useless, to be honest. Like, just not interested in it whatsoever. It was fine for the first couple of shots, but then it was like, okay, done, had enough of this. And now stasis has been implemented a little bit better when it comes to weapons, so that sidearm is pretty much useless. And the only real exotic that I can remember that was interesting to get and it is a cool weapon is Dead Man's Tail, but that was, you know, a specific mission based exotic. You had to go through a lot to do it. For a season pass weapon, it's accessible to a lot of people. Now, the Lorentz driver is awesome across the board in my opinion. It's fun, it's unique, it's a cool design. The perks are really cool too. It's, you know, it's probably going to get nerfed. I haven't used it in PvP yet, but I've heard it can be a bit crazy with aim assist and stuff. We'll have to find out when I play some Crucible. However, the gun in itself is an incredible weapon, and I'm so happy it's the season pass weapon too, because then everyone has access to it. It's a level playing field and everyone gets to enjoy and have fun with this weapon. Now, the perk for this weapon is once you get a precision kill, a little purple ball spawns where you killed the enemy and everything around gets sucked into it and then blown up. Now, this is incredibly fun for PvE clearing. You know, it just feels satisfying to fire. It feels satisfying to watch the perk play out. It is a comfortable weapon to look at and to use. It takes up a little bit much of the screen, but not crazy to the point where you just can't see anything. It's really well balanced in my opinion when it comes to just the overall use of the weapon. Now, like I said, I haven't used it in PvP, so I don't know. However, PvE and everything else, I think it's really, really good. It doesn't seem broken. It doesn't seem too overpowered. It seems like it rewards you for precision shots. And then if you get precision kills, obviously you get a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on, which is incredibly fun. Now, am I going to be playing Destiny every single day for 12 hours? No, probably not. Even outside of my life right now, I still wouldn't, because it's not that interesting. Season of the Lost is just infinitely more interesting and, you know, fun, I guess, than any of the previous seasons. And I hope to God this is a sign of things to come with the improvements that we'll see towards the Witch Queen. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you like this season? Are you enjoying it? What do you like? What do you dislike? Leave some comments down below. Subscribe, like, Twitter, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for watching. I've been easynow. You guys have been awesome.